Hello, Leo. Welcome to your monthly reading for May 2025. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it. Leo, if you're new to my channel, by the way, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'll do your spread, and then I break it down week by week, pull more cards, see what's going on, even talk about some aspects that are happening for you, Leo, and then the second spread. So welcome, Leo, to an incredibly amazing historic month. You are feeling it. I'm looking at what's going on for Leos. I'm like, y'all are going through some of the most profound shifts you've ever have in your lifetime. And listen, you and me and everybody in this world, this month in May, no one's experienced a month like this. Okay, it is a great time of change and a landmark month, because Saturn officially moves into Aries. Now, we have been experiencing this since March, this huge shift. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you recall from your 2025 annual forecast for Leos that I said, this is the year of the Great Awakening. The age of ascension, the age of wisdom, awareness, self-awareness, the year of the wood snake, the snake transformation, shedding skin. It's the year of 9, right? 9 is endings. It's the culmination, preparing yourself for 10, which is 2026, which is the year. Yeah. But 9 is also humanity. You see the shift in humanity. Remember what I said. This is the year of the 4 C's: collective, community, consciousness, and courage. All right. And why is this such a big month? Well, all the planets are changing signs this year, but the 4 outer planets, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, changing signs in such a compressed, compact time frame we've never seen. They're all moving into fire and air. They're all moving from feminine to masculine, and they're all aspecting at that 0 degree point that we've talked about. That is the degree of creation. That is the world axis. It's a critical degree. It's a degree of great change and new beginnings. It is the beginning of the beginning. We're literally leaving the age of Pisces, moving into the age of Aquarius. So from mid-March, when I have said, remember, we had that 6-planet conjunction hovering the 0 degree point. The reason why I was harping on that for so long is because I said you're riding this big wave from that point forward, and now you're here. Now you're here. This is the end of that wave, bringing you into this new area in your life, a brand new era. Okay? The third of the 4 outer planets that I just mentioned, Saturn changing signs, moving into Aries, the first time in 30 years. That's fine. But the fact that you have Saturn with Neptune and Aries, the first time in hundreds of years. So we have to consider this special. You have to expect great change, and you will. And there's great things, and there's great new beginnings for you. All right. Please look at my live streams where I channel, where I do predictions, where I talk about geophysics, where I talk about energy, where I talk about how the world is changing, where I talk about things for you, specific to you. You playing a part in the collective. The collective is shifting. Everyone is awakening and having greater power. Okay. I remember what I said last week. How will you contribute? What is your contribution to the collective, to humanity, to society, to your family, to your workplace, to wherever you're putting that energy? Now, May, no oppositions. Okay, remember there's stuff on the back too. And yeah, unlike last month, which was overwhelming and intense, piece of cake. We only have 2-3 squares, piece of cake. It's a cakewalk. And I will walk you through it, okay? And remember, when I say that, no oppositions, etc., that's outside of the asteroids. That's outside of the lunations. We know that, right? We're talking about planetary aspects. Now, the first 2 weeks, you've got a big focus on career and fame because we're in Taurus season. It's very grounding, first of all. So spend time in nature. Things are going to come up, and that's your time to heal. You're vibrating with Earth frequency, realigning your frequency, your energies. We are in a fiery time. You know that. So you're already feeling amped up. Leo, out of all the signs, you're feeling ready to go. You're 3,000 steps ahead. You're feeling ambitious, enthusiastic, empowered. You're feeling that tenacity running through your veins. Why? Because Mars is in your sign all month. On top of that, Venus is in Aries all month. Another fire sign. And I know that I dropped these forecasts a little bit early. I'm dropping these a week before May even begins. You got that new moon in Taurus at the end of April that's kicking off May. That's happening in your 10th house of career and fame. If you're retired, if you're not working, doesn't matter. It's whatever you're exerting your energy into that you want to be known for, okay? If you want to be known as the best bread maker in Sarasota, Florida, there you go. That's where you're putting your energy, and you're going to get it. Okay? That new moon was big. You're going to feel it for the first 2 weeks through Taurus season, and look at what's happening. Well, you can't. I'll flip this over in a second when we get to it. Mercury will be in 3 signs. Mercury's moving fast. You're feeling it. That's up here. Mercury's the mind. Even movement, yeah. We'll talk about it. But obviously the big news is Saturn moving into Aries. Think about April 1996 to 1999. Okay? That was the last time Saturn was in Aries. Okay? You had a lot of stuff happen. Remember, Aries was your 9th house. That is spirituality. That's inner wisdom. That's your perspective. That's how you see things. You have that big shift there, all right? It's also legal matters like the courts. Think about what happened around that time. It's also travel, long distance travel, foreign cultures, foreign lands. It's education. It's book publishing. It's broadcasting. You working on that podcast because you got it now. You got it now with Neptune. What? Neptune is ideas and creativity. What? If you're not writing on a book, if you're not writing a book, Leo, come on, or doing a podcast or education. 9th house is you being the teacher, the role model. I've talked about this. Now, remember, by the way, the blue asterisk, the best aspects of the month. And I hope you're taking notes. If you're taking notes, I really want you to circle the entire last week of May. And we'll get to that. It's very auspicious, very encouraging. It's joy. It's progress. It's everything. All right. Now, and you're definitely going to be in a completely different area in your life. It's look at what's happening. Yes, you're good. It's for sure. Okay. And if you haven't experienced great change, and a lot of y'all have, look at what's happening for you. If you haven't, just wait until May. And a lot of y'all, I have told you, wait until June. June being one of the best months of 2025. I'd even say in the past 2 years. You just wait and see what happens. The 2 luckiest aspects of the entire year happen to be in June. Yeah. And there's a lot of other stuff happening. So just get excited. Everything's opening up for you now in May. All right. And here's the thing, Leo. I still get comments from y'all. I get a lot of comments on, I got to just clear this up. And I got to say this for every sign because I'm getting so many comments. And I already talked about this in my live stream, my April 2025 live stream, where you can see it in the title that says sun and rising, right? Sun versus rising. You got to read for both. The sun is only 50% of your horoscope. Your rising is your other 50%. Okay, so look at that video. All right. If you don't know your rising, I tell you how to get it. If you don't know how to get it, I'll tell you how to get it from getting it. All right. If you don't know your birth chart, I tell you how to get it. Everything is in that video. Okay. If you go through April, you're like, nothing happened for me. Did you look at your rising? Because it's 50% of your horoscope. So just keep that in mind. Sun and rising. Our brains have been trained since horoscopes came out in newspapers in the early 1900s, where it was only sun signs, to only think about sun. But no, your horoscope is your sun and rising, and that's how it's been for thousands of years. Okay, so just look at that. And your moon. Please read your moon. That's why listen, the lunations that happen, okay, sometimes throughout the week, they are stronger than the planetary aspects. And I talk about this, and that's why I talk about lunations in the second spread. Usually I talk about the big ones that are happening because it affects you. And yes, anything that happens here with the lunations will affect you. That I will tell you. I'll talk about a few for you, for Leo. But if you know your birth chart, you got a moon somewhere, read it. Watch it, because if you're feeling emotional, if you're feeling emotionally charged, a lot of y'all are. If you're feeling emotionally extreme or burnt out or drained, or if you're feeling defensive, or you feel like your maternal side is kicking in really strong, or if there's something going on at home or family or loved ones or relationships, or your intuition is popping off, right? That's your moon. That's your moon. Not this, that's your moon. Okay? So watch your moon. And of course, again, we do the lunations. This month, we're focusing on career, love, things like that. Or this week. Anyway, I just tell you that now because, again, I got a lot of questions about that too. So I just have to tell every sign this week, all right? And we will have enormous lunations. You will love me. It is special. And Leo, I have to remind you, life is a miracle, okay? We literally, we have these uncanny, perfect conditions that make all of this work, that make us alive. Yeah? Our planet? Yes. So please take advantage of all that the universe offers, right? Especially this month, you're going to see. So please make the best of it because life is full of opportunities and I want you to take them. Okay, Leo? I want the best for you. Now, Friday, let's get started. You got Venus conjunct Neptune right off the bat. Boom. Amazing. Hello, it's happening at 1 degree. Amazing. All right. So we're going to talk about this more next week in your weekly forecast. Just know that nobody on Earth has experienced this because it's been 164 years. Remember, 1 degree strong. 1 degree just happens to be the Aries degree, initiating. Yeah. And this is, what does this mean for you? Is moving the needle forward on your personal goals. Okay. Use this. It's strong. Taking action for what brings you pleasure, what you desire. We're talking about Venus here. Okay. But also with compassion. You're going to feel heightened compassion, spirituality. It's all about your ideals, imagination, intuition, creativity. That's Neptune. This is a symphony. Little sister, big sister, Venus and Neptune. Yeah. They both represent music. Sound is therapy. It's healing. It's frequency. I talk about that. It's vibrations. So I really want you to play music that moves your soul this day, even days before. It's a conjunction. Days before, days after, you're going to feel it. It's strong. All right. And so really, I talked about hemisync. Yeah. In my live streams. Kick out those gamma waves. All right. Amazing. And both planets represent creativity. Why is this such a big thing for you, Leo? Because not only do those planets represent creativity, but Mars in Leo, Mars in your sign, which I told you when that happened, that is creativity. And when you take the root of creativity, what is it? Create. Okay. Recreation, hobbies, procreation. You're having a lot of y'all having kids. Creativity. So the root of it. All right. So just take that this time around, this day it's going to be really strong. It's great for singers. It's great for actors, artists, dancers, writers, moms. It doesn't matter who you are. Your creativity is going to be right. So I just use it. Build the world that you want to live in. That's what it is. That's what Neptune, and it bears repeating. Neptune is, I've told you this, visualize, vision boards, your vision, visualizing your path, your finish line. Put yourself there, visualize it, put yourself on the timeline that with confidence. That's Aries energy, confidence, right? Venus is money. You want money? Visualize it. Venus is love. You want a relationship? Visualize it. That's what you create your reality. I've said this, okay? And visualization, I told you, it's not just spirituality and hermetic principles. It's literal science. It's neuroscience. Neuroscientists, all the research done, visualizing creates new neural pathways in your brain. Use this, please. This is big, all right? Plant seeds for your vision. Right off the bat, you get this portal of inspiration, passion, self-love. Amazing. It's all in. Aries rules your 9th house, by the way, Leo. So this is spirituality, okay? So please use this. It's really wonderful. Now, and just real quickly, for you, Leo, remember I just talked about the moon and the lunations? Well, I'm just going to let you know now that you've got the moon in Cancer this day. So when I talk about lunations, what amplifies this is the moon in Cancer. Why? Because the moon in Cancer this day, and actually on the 1st too, the moon in Cancer is going to trine Venus, trine Saturn, sextile Uranus, trine Neptune, and then trine the North Node, sextile the North Node. So do you see how impactful the lunations are? Okay. And there you have it. You've got the 3 most feminine planets, Moon, Venus, Neptune, all working in perfect harmony for you. This is amazing. Please use this. All right. Now, if you watch for your rising or your moon, if you're a cross watcher, cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and I'm throwing in Taurus and Pisces. Okay. We'll feel this the most if you know your birth chart. And this is also something I do that not a lot of people do. If you know your birth chart, I'm going to give you planets between 29 to 2 degrees in fire signs: Aries, Sagittarius, and you, Leo. We'll feel this the most, but it's a strong conjunction. Everyone's going to feel it, all right? Especially with the moon, which rules Cancer, being in Cancer. And by the way, Leo, I'm just going to tell you now, the moon in your sign from the 3rd, it's a quarter moon in your sign. Like when I say things are going to get going for you right off the bat, creative projects, all of it, you're good. All right. So now, let's see, Sunday, May 4th. Yeah. Pluto goes retrograde, until October. So yeah, sure. That's great. It actually is, because when we hear retrogrades, we're like, this is actually good. Remember, Pluto is intense. It brings that intensity. And so when it goes retrograde, this is really great because it's that time that you take for that deep inner growth, that transformation that comes from within. Okay. It's about your personal empowerment. And Pluto is regeneration. All right. So you're definitely going to go within in terms of what you want moving forward with partnerships, relationships, current relationships. Again, legal matters for you, maybe one-on-one connections here, maybe marriage as well, especially with all this 9th house activity. Could be even second marriage too. All right, so just keep that in mind. So now, Mercury will sextile Jupiter on Monday the 5th, May 5th. And the only reason I'm bringing up this aspect, A, it's amazing. Sextiles are windows of opportunity. But B, the only Jupiter aspect we'll have this month. You got to use this, okay? And remember, that's outside of the lunations. Jupiter will be with the moon a lot. But anyway, we talk about it in second spread. Jupiter's luck, good fortune, profit, wisdom, expansion, abundance, all of that. So this aspect is really good about planning your future, how you can expand, plant seeds, because Mercury is here with Jupiter. So Jupiter is taking all of Mercury's energies and expanding it and growing it and bringing it luck. So contracts, agreements, conversations that you have, job interviews, Zoom calls, whatever it is, marketing, ideas. There you go. There you go. Remember, Jupiter is in your 11th house of your future hopes and wishes and dreams and your social network, like networking. All right. Support systems, benefactors, allies. This is a jewel for you. Now, it is happening well when the moon is in your sign. Like you will feel this. Tuesday the 6th. We'll talk about this next week. Venus sextile Pluto. We've already had this. Just think money and love. Money, love, but deep. Power in money, love. Listen, pick your favorite White Lotus character. That's what this aspect is. Power, sex, money, secrets, like things like that. Okay. Anyway, we'll talk about it next week, especially again with, for you would be something with someone else involved here. Now, partnerships, relationships. Now you got on the 10th, Mercury moves into Taurus. Okay. So Mercury's leaving Aries. This is actually good because it's that slowdown, right? Mercury in Aries is really fiery. So this is more practical, grounded, tactical, sensible in the way that you're thinking, communicating the ideas that you have. Again, Mercury in Taurus, you're going to have a lot of focus on career and fame and public recognition. All this Taurus energy. Yeah. Okay. So would not be surprised if there are a lot of doors opening up for you, but remember, you have to use this aspect or this transit, and Mercury will be very active this month. You will see. Okay. So it is a month to communicate. It's Mercury in Taurus is all about gains and profit. Okay. And for you, again, a lot of fame and being recognized and honors. Now, remember I said Sun and Mercury in Taurus? Don't forget you got Uranus here too. So there's going to be some big surprising moments for you. And there's going to be big breakthrough moments. And I want you to think about that. What are my breakthrough goals? All in the name of like my evolution or my personal freedom. Okay. Now, on the 12th, May 12th, we have the full moon in Scorpio. Listen, yeah, we're here. Okay, so let's talk about this. Obviously, we'll talk more about this in your weekly forecast, but just a reminder, full moons illuminate, they culminate, their reflections, turning points, things illuminated for you. Now, if you don't know astrology well, the moon in Scorpio already has an intensity to it, but now you have a full moon in Scorpio. Now, what amplifies this, many things, again, just briefly, the sun conjuncting Uranus, which only happens once a year, will perfect on the 17th, but it's strong and you're going to feel it during this full moon because that will be opposite the full moon. Remember, there's no oppositions other than the lunations, like I said. All right. So what does that mean? Uranus is the great awakener. It's breakthroughs, it's progress, it's freedom, but it's also about expected. Okay. And surprises. So yes, you are likely going to have, Leo, a lot of surprising, unexpected moments at home or family or loved ones, maybe a female figure, maybe your lover, your significant other, maybe children, everything fourth house related, maybe real estate. But remember, it can be your breakthrough. You have to use this. The full moon's just going to illuminate something for you here. Yeah. Uranus is going to be either your breakthrough. And remember what I said, especially with Uranus, if you do not use Uranus and he wants you to shake things up. He wants you to shake up routines. If you don't use him, he's just going to be like, all right, well, I'm going to just shake things up for you. So use him. All right. Basically, this full moon, something inside you needs to come out. Something needs to be revealed. And it may be something that you're seeking or maybe something within you where like, I need to tell people this. Either way, it's part of your personal growth and your transformation. And it's a full moon in Scorpio. So there may be something here with money and finances, investments, because remember, we already have the Sun, Mercury, and Uranus in Taurus, which is a finance sign. Yeah. So keep that in mind. And we're coming out of that new moon in Taurus anyway. But yeah, definitely can be something here related to career as well. But in the name of like, I'm adjusting things to work from home. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. We'll talk about more in your weekly forecast. Just think of shedding skin at this point. Think of the death card in tarot because it's attributed to Scorpio. Transformation. That's what this full moon is, okay? And it will trigger the North Node and the South Node. Remember your destiny. North Node in Pisces is in your 8th house of death and rebirth and transformation. So Leo, y'all are going through some great change. I want you to think about November 1st, 2024, and the 2 weeks following that. What happened when it came to home, family, the foundations of your life? Just give it a little think, maybe with partnerships, relationships as well. Just give it a little think. This full moon corresponds to that. All right. Now, Mercury will square Pluto this day. I just want you to work with this energy. And the reason why I'm actually going to, this is the first square. And this one can be a little like, all right, so it is very deep thinking. There is an intensity to it. It's Pluto, Mercury, mind, Mercury, communication. Be mindful about the way that you're speaking, communicating. Remember, I've talked about polarities. This is, Mercury, Pluto could basically really take Mercury's energies to extremes. So overthinking, overanalyzing, doubting yourself, questioning everything but going in circles, that kind of energy. All right. So there may be here with career, partnerships, relationships, legal matters, one-on-one commitments. Just stay frosty, be cool, and be flexible. Remember, it's a little squeeze and use it. Why? Because in 2 weeks, Mercury will trine Pluto. So you get over this little hump, the little speed bump, you got a lot to look forward to. You have a lot to look forward to. Okay. So it's all about seeing the big picture, because this is very deep thinker energy, powerful storyteller, the reporter. This is the psychologist, the intellectual. This is powerful. It's going deep. All right. So you want to reveal and unroot, or just be that authority. All right. I have Mercury square Pluto in my chart. So I was born with this. I've worked with this my entire life. I'm living proof you can use this for the greater good. Okay. Now, if you watch for your rising, your moon, your sister, or, your grandma, whoever it is, your pet peacock, all the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and you will feel this the most. And if you know your birth chart, I'm going to give this a wider orb because of Uranus. If you have planets between 20 to 27 degrees in Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, or Pisces, yes, the North Node and South Node are activated. So I'm bringing in Virgo and Pisces. Then yes, you will feel this the most. And yes, even like the fixed signs, throwing in Leo and Taurus, and Aquarius too. Now, where are we? How much? Oh gosh. Okay, so now we got to May 17th, 18th, depending on where you live. You got the Sun conjunct Uranus. Here we are. Big. It's happening at 27 degrees. We know that's a 9. We talked about 9 energy. It's a Uranus Kazemi. It happens once a year. Here's the thing. This is the day, and again, week before, week after, give it. Okay. You will feel this. This is an aspect where the chances of something that is sudden and unexpected that brings change is very, 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 very high with a Uranus Kazemi, especially in Taurus. Okay. Uranus wants to shake things up. All right. In your routine, something that you find comfort in. Remember what I said, Taurus is all about comfort. I said that last week. All right. So use this, shake things up. What is the thing that you're just like, I don't know. I just don't feel this in my bones. What is it that you need to shake up, especially when it has to do with your future, with your career, Uranus being in Taurus, yeah? Or fame, the way that you're being seen, the way that you're being recognized, your reputation, your passions, all that. All right? Just be open to it. Okay? Be flexible and open-minded. There's got to be something here. Okay? And if you're a Leo sun, like I've talked about this, and this is why you want to read your rising too, because sometimes the sun is not about you. It's about someone in your world. So it could be like maybe the big shakeup is that your favorite boss, announces she's leaving the company or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so something there. Anyway, one of the reasons why this is really powerful is that Mercury will square Mars, so it's another square. And I told you last week that Uranus in Taurus is sextiling the North Node in Pisces. That is your 8th house of transformation, but also wealth building and regeneration and intimacy and partnerships, relationships. So you see that you have a lot of partnerships, relationship stuff happening this month, okay? And Taurus and Aquarius will feel this the most. If you have planets between 24 to 29 degrees in any of the fixed signs, especially Taurus, right? Or Pisces and Virgo, or 0 to 5 degrees in Aquarius or Aries, you'll feel this. All right. Now, where are we? Oh, yeah. Mercury square Mars, you will feel this is happening that same day. All right. Remember, Mars is in your sign. So, yes, Leo, I'm throwing you in here too. All it is just make sure, again, it's all about communication. Make sure you see eye to eye with people. That's all you have to do. Okay, just see eye to eye, communicate diplomatically, and it's your mind as well. It's the way that you're thinking, all right? Not being hard on yourself and using those creative outlets. Not on the whiteboard as well is the fact that on the 18th, Jupiter will square the North Node and the South Node. We'll talk about that in your weekly forecast. You're just getting a little bit of a, all right, little push here in terms of your transformation. Now, on the 20th, we officially enter Gemini season. What does this mean for the next 4 weeks? Leo, for you, you're going to be very like, oh, I've had so many great job interviews, or I've had the most stimulating conversations that are opening doors for me, or I'm killing it on social media. My videos are going viral. Or I took this short trip and it changed my view and my perspective. Or I had a light bulb moment, or it changed my life. All of that. That's Gemini season. All right. Now, big focus with not only your future hopes and wishes and dreams. Remember, communicate. You never know what door is going to open for you. Network. You never know what door is going to open for you, because this is happening in your 11th house of networking. And also the people that you know, your squad, your friends, your everything, your LinkedIn community, your Facebook group. This is Gemini season. All right. It's I've got to know energy. I've got to do energy. It's stimulating, especially intellectually, mentally, but it's Gemini. Geminis are the writers, the researchers, the marketers, advertisers, small businesses, local community. All of that's highlighted. You're just embracing that energy and applying it to being very social. Again, it is in your 11th house. Your future hopes and wishes and dreams. And remember, the 11th house is like humanity and the masses too. So it could be on a global scale. That's why the 11th house is social media. So a lot of y'all are going to have a lot of social media moments. Remember, Sun in Gemini, but also Jupiter's in Gemini too, and Jupiter expands. So really love this energy. Plant seeds by communicating. Texts, emails, tweets, whatever. Just start new businesses, be social and active, okay? And be physically active too. Anyway, this is going to be really wonderful. Plant seeds, all right? Now, and the sun will sextile Saturn. So already you see that Saturn, so I don't think I told you this, but Saturn is limitations, restrictions, right? Makes things hard for you, for your life lessons. But this month, you're going to see Saturn is going to be very, it's like he's, not even paying attention. So you're good. Saturn is building that bridge for you, and just almost like silver platter. Like it's wonderful. We'll talk about your weekly forecast, but remember, Saturn hasn't even moved into Aries yet. It's still in your 8th house of personal transformation, partnerships, love, business, but also wealth, inheritance, investments, bonuses, commissions, taxes, royalties, things like that. Now, the 22nd, you're going to feel this, but we're going to talk about your weekly forecast. Venus trine Mars. Remember, I told you about this. Venus is in Aries, Mars in your sign now, 2 fire signs. You got Venus and Mars here. So yeah, of course, this is very sexual and romance and intimacy. So there you go. But it's also creativity, creative projects. Yeah. The arts, all of that. Wonderful. Use this. We'll talk about in your weekly forecast. And then the big day. All right, here we are. 24th, 25th, depending on where you live. Again, Saturn moves into Aries. Milestone moment. It's happening around 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my time, New York City time. So you see, again, depending on where you live in the world, the first time Saturn has been in Aries, again, 30 years, right? Now, what is happening? Saturn's going to be in Aries until September. What does that mean? Saturn's going to be with Neptune until September. So 4 months here. So this summer, from this point forward until September, you're getting a preview of what your life is going to be like from February 2026 forward. Okay? And remember, you got to put in the work. You got to plant those seeds. You got to ask yourself, where do I want to be by February 2026? Because you can make it happen right now. And I am going to do a separate live stream on Saturn and Neptune in Aries because it's such a big deal. But I already did a video on Neptune and Aries, and I tell you a lot on what you can expect. So check that out. But let me just briefly, and very briefly, because I see the time here, let me just briefly tell you about the sheer magnitude of Saturn and Neptune together in Aries, okay? It has only happened 7 times in modern human history. That's right, out of the thousands of years. 7 times. That's it. The last time was 1703. The time that the first time was 593 BC. Has it happened before that? Probably. Probably. You go back thousands of years, probably. Okay? Now, two big things here for you to take away. All right? And I explained this in your annual forecast, but I'll tell you again. Saturn and Neptune and Aries are conjuncting. Sure. It's big. Okay? But I want you to see it as think of them as at a club. All right? They're on the dance floor. They're vibing. Yeah, they're in the same place, but they haven't met yet. That comes February 2026 when they meet. Okay? But they're still conjuncting. Now, when they meet in February 2026, they meet at 0 degrees. The beginning of the beginning. The creation degree, the world axis. That you cannot trace. We don't know the last time Saturn conjuncted Neptune at 0 degrees. It's never happened. And again, I'm sure it has. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, but not in modern human history. So big. When I say we're experiencing something that nobody on this planet, or even dead or alive in modern human history has experienced, just that's the great reset. Okay, February 2026. In your life, everything's going to change, and it starts now. And remember, you create your reality. Okay, so just know that since the first microbe formed on Earth, I have told you Saturn is authority. Saturn is a taskmaster. Discipline, boundaries, limitations, restrictions. Yeah. Saturn is life lessons, therefore karma. And so you work with his rules, you learn your lessons, you pass, you reap your rewards. Okay? That's how karma works. That's when Saturn's like, oh, great, you passed. I'm going to bring you structure, stability, long-term growth, goals, long-term commitments, all of that. There are no shortcuts with Saturn. All right? And now he's moving into Aries, which is such a big deal because it's not just Saturn and Aries, it's Saturn and Neptune in Aries, but it's Saturn sextiling Uranus and Pluto, which you will feel greatly over the summer. It's building up to that. It's ramping up to that. Remember, I said June, one of the best months. It starts in June. When you really feel it, remember, sextiles are windows of opportunity, and Saturn normally does not give out these opportunities so easy. So you are going to feel, this is going to be amazing. All right. So I hope that you're working on your, Magnus Opus. I hope that you're working on that number one podcast in the world. I hope that you're working on everything that I told you that is happening for you in your 9th house. Remember, this is Aries energy. I am self-starter, leadership, self-sufficiency, initiation, entrepreneurship, pioneering spirit, consciousness, expanding. Use this. Saturn in Aries it's working hard for mastery of self. All right? So you are going to be a completely different person when we get to September. It's going to be amazing. One thing I'm going to tell you, Leo, right now, because this is big, because you're a fire sign and you're Leo. Saturn is in Aries is very Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. Okay, that's what Saturn wants. He's all about the long term, but patience and life lessons, and you got to learn. Okay, you can't just go to the karate tournament because you're mad. This bully, like, oh, I'm mad, I'm gonna go. No. You got to learn. You got to do step by step to win in the end. That is what's happening here. Okay. So I want you to know that because Aries is very like, I need to go. I'm fiery. Yeah. Very rebellious energy, competitive energy. No, Saturn is saying wax on, wax off. All right. So harness that energy. Okay. Practice makes perfect. It's in your 9th house of spirituality, so I think you're going to be fine. Like, you're going to be like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, that's fine. Yeah, it's making me feel more wiser and whatnot. And this is all about like, Saturn wants discipline. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. But remember, Neptune's here. We're going to talk about that. I'll do a separate live stream, but we'll talk about that later because that's a whole other vibe. Remember, Neptune is like dreams and your visions, and Saturn's reality, right? So he brings our dreams to reality, but with disciplined, realistic approach and patience. Work on yourself, being assertive and being goal driven. That's how you're going to feel. But wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Okay. Just keep that in mind now. And then you earn your karma points. Now, so just remember, it's not hit the ground running. It's hit the ground speed walking. I'm going to talk about this later, a lot later. But above all of this, you create your reality. That is what this is, okay? Why do you think people say life is what you make it, right? That's what this is. For thousands of years. Ancient philosophers. Life is what you make it. That is why I say you create your reality. Take action. As above, so below. You're good. You're great. Leos, now you're going to see things really kick off around this time. Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. The Sun trine Pluto. We'll talk about that, but definitely you're gonna have something here. You're gonna feel really enchanting, and you're gonna have a magic wand, especially when it comes to partnerships, leadership, relationships, legal matters, and wealth. Mercury conjunct Uranus happens once a year. I mean, can we talk about this? It's happening in your 10th house of career and fame. This is when not only you get surprising news out of the blue, that's amazing, but also you have these breakthroughs, Uranus, right? Up here even, mental breakthroughs, great awakening, big ideas that form. And anyway, this is like contracts that come through, agreements that come through that you didn't even expect. Amazing. Mercury moves into Gemini then, and its domicile. Remember, Mercury rules Gemini. Amazing. Amazing. I love this because this is so social for you. And this is opening doors for you. You opening doors for yourself. It's all about communication and the mind. Now, Mercury will sextile Saturn at 0 degrees. And so, again, Saturn bringing that stability, okay, especially with your future hopes and wishes and dreams. Now, 26th, 27th of May, where depending on where you live, we have the new moon in Gemini. Amazing. It's happening around like midnight my time. All right. Again, that's New York City time. But anyway, one of the best of 2025, one of my favorites of 2025. Amazing. This is why? Because it's conjuncting Mercury, trining Pluto, sextiling Neptune and Saturn. Mercury sextiling Saturn. I mean, like, are you joking me? This is big. This is one of the. It's very enthusiastic. It's like the beginning of the new. It's new agreements, new contracts, and again, it's happening in your 11th house of your future hopes and wishes and dreams. So please set intentions and plant seeds. This is absolutely amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all are traveling, but just don't forget Jupiter's here, and Jupiter expands everything it touches. Jupiter being in Gemini. Okay, bringing luck and good fortune. And this is, remember, what do you want in 6 months? That's the goal, right? What do you want? Where do you want to be by February 2026? That's the goal. Plant seeds, set intentions. Okay, just remember, Saturn is basically, listen, when you plant seeds, you can't expect a tree the next day. All right, so it's a process. Mercury trine Pluto. Amazing for you. Again, there's something here with legal agreements, partnerships, contracts, agreements. It's just how it is. A lot of y'all are gonna do business partners, creative projects. It's a given. There's not one Leo in the world when I see what's happening for you where it's not gonna happen. And remember, it can be just one-on-one. It can be a family member. It could be something. But you've got to use these aspects. All right. So and we do have Mercury Cazimi. That's not even on the whiteboard. What can I say? Like you're set up. You're set up. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you, Leo, for May 2025. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. Leo, y'all, what? Okay, Leo, let me do it. Okay, so Leo, how are y'all doing? Tell me. Tell me, Leos, y'all are amazing. You know I love y'all. What was I gonna say? Oh, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. Offers the best overview, and if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Leos. Yeah, remember I'm gonna break it down after this. We're gonna go fast through that though, because I'm looking at the time, Leo. You know I love y'all. Let's get started. All right. Leo, yeah. Oh, you're good. Well, there you go. You're great. You're amazing. I love this. You definitely are moving into something new. You're good. Wow. Okay. Let's get started. You got the King of Swords? Yeah, of course. Own it. Own everything. Own everything. This is, look at it. You got the King of Swords. All right. So remember that I said you, out of all the signs, you're up there. I would say top two, where a big emphasis for you will be partnerships, relationships, whether love, whether career, legal matters, marriage, business partners in the month of May. And there's your affirmation with the King of Swords, who is so cerebral. He is so, remember, Mercury's very active, 3 different signs. And he is, has got his head above the clouds. He's a member of Mensa. He's a founding member of Mensa, but he's power, authority of the mind. Okay. This is swords are communication. You're going to be very communicative. This is signing contracts. This is giving contracts, agreements. This is bonding things, and even verbally. But it's also up here, a lot of this going on where you have brilliant ideas. You are the decision maker. You are the one that people come to. And he is the one who looks, the only king that looks directly at you. So he can be a little intimidating. So remember, with great power comes great responsibility. What did I say about Mercury square Pluto? Okay. But other Mercury square Mars in your sign too. Okay. I told you Mercury's going to be very active. All right. Now, the other thing is that no one can hide anything from him. With a lot that's happening this month, there will be some revelations. There will be some secrets that you hear. There's going to be a lot of things that you may reveal. All right. But again, no one can hide anything from you. But, I feel like there has been something, actually, when you move into May, it does look like there is some important conversation that's happening, or a Zoom call. There's something important conversation that's happening. And again, I would not be surprised if you all have already signed something. Okay. Now, you have the 7 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. What did I say? A lot of y'all are changing things up. And I would not be surprised if it's the first 2 weeks of May, okay? Especially with career. Remember, the first 2 weeks of May is a Taurus season anyway. That finances, money. You have the Pentacles here. This is a Taurus card, by the way. Yeah. So what does that mean? A lot of y'all are going to spend some time this month thinking about those big questions, right? What have I invested my time and energy and blood and sweat and tears into? And do I see gains? Is this it? You're going to be having a lot of that. Okay. What is a new path? So this is just you taking a pause. All right. I'm not telling you that you're going to end something. You're going to begin something. I mean, clearly you are, but I'm just saying this is just saying you take that pause. Take that pause to ask yourself, am I on the right path? And if you are, that's great. You took that pause to ask yourself that. But now, if you're on the right path and everything's great, what can you do to ascend? Because you have this wonderful portal where you have a lot working in your favor. So there are things that you can get that you probably didn't believe you could. Use it. All right? Use it. Really, really, really nice. And again, there may be something here. A lot of you are changing careers, changing things up with social media, with your reputation, how you want to be seen. You're feeling it. You've got Mars in your sign.
on top of that. Now, yeah, the Knight of Wands here. Okay, in your challenge area, listen. The biggest thing for you is don't lose any inspiration. Yeah, don't feel uninspired. All right, with the Seven of Pentacles here, just take that pause. And if you need to, let's make room for the new. But like I said, Uranus is already going to do that for a lot of y'all. Now, in a good way, in a great way. But you just, okay? The other thing is, secondly, are y'all traveling? There may be something that comes up while you're traveling. So be in the moment, be present. Some things that you may need to have seen may come up. Okay, if some of y'all are traveling now. The third thing is that yes, there is a third message. There may be someone that could be a little. We need to see eye to eye with this person. And it can be someone in the workplace. And it can be someone, even you have a lot of family stuff happening. There could be someone with family here. You just have to see eye to eye about something. Maybe you don't, your visions are not aligning. Maybe your goals are not aligning. It's all about being diplomatic. Remember, everyone is going to be highly stimulated mentally with Mercury in 3 signs this month. That's a lot. Okay. But also, communicating. Everyone's going to be communicating on, especially coming after April, in ways that you need to. So it's all, and you doubly so, with the fact that you have a lot of everything amplified with communication for you. So remember, it's all about seeing eye to eye. Okay, and if you, and that's why I love the fact you have the King of Swords, and there is something here that's giving you a great pause, and it could be with another person. Now, Knight of Pentacles in your crown. Yeah, I talked about that wealth building. There it is, the Knight of Pentacles. This is very that Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid energy that I was talking about. This is patience. This is also like diligence and hardworking. That's the Knight of Pentacles. All right, he's building his wealth. He's building this security for the long term, for the future. Okay, you're thinking about that. You're thinking about your future. Because look, you're looking back at the past. Have I made gains? Is this right? Do I see profit? Do I see, things that are, and it could be actual investments too with the 2 pentacles here. All right. But yeah, focus on, remember, put yourself on that timeline. That's all you have to do. But put your energy toward it and take action too. Knights are all about action. That's what they serve as. All right. They're all on a mission. But this is all about setting the course, your 6-month plan, your 1-year plan, your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan. Wonderful. You have the 6 of Cups. So when you look at your entire spread, it does look like there is someone involved here. Like I said, you have such high partnership, relationship, one-on-one commitment energy anyway. But this is feel-good energy. This is saying like deep down inside, even though all of this is happening, deep down inside for you, you know that you're secure. You know that you're comfortable. That's what this card is. It's the biggest house in tarot, indicating security, comfort, stability. You can let your hair down. But there's also this sense of like gentleness and kindness and tapping into your inner child. All right? Like no stress, no worry, none of that. So that's a root chakra. Remember, I talked about it. Even like your solar plexus chakra. Okay, let's come on. That's Mars. Mars is in your sign. That's fiery. That's why I say we have fire in the belly. Use it. All right. But very likely there's got to be something nostalgic that will be moving you, emotionally moving you. You're looking at the past anyway. So it could be even something from the past that is building your future. Like you learned your lesson and you're like, okay, I learned that lesson. I'm going to do things differently. Page of Cups in your future. Yeah, you've got something new. This is amazing. This is a lot of creative energy. This is you wearing your heart in your sleeve. This is you feeling something in your soul. I got to do this. This is this new direction, new everything. This is you following your bliss, very imagination related, a lot of emotions here with the cups. But I say, like, he's a messenger. Again, You're gonna be having big conversations. You may be getting messages that you needed to hear. Maybe it is that new job. Maybe it is that new house. Maybe there's something here. Yeah. That permission, whatever it is, maybe you're starting your business, but you could be communicating with someone else as well. But there's very likely someone also like coming into your life in this new capacity. Let's get to your stuff. Leo, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. All right, and you know I love y'all. All right, so let's. Oh yeah, whoa, Leo, you're not messing around. Look at, I mean, can you see all the court cards you've gotten? I mean, you are real. You're feeling this empowerment, and drive. I can't even. You got the Seven of Swords. Be honest with yourself. Face all your truth, all your realities. Don't feel uninspired. But to be honest, there's likely some circumstances that are happening this month that will require you to have an open conversation with someone else where you may feel maybe they're a little disloyal, dishonest, deceitful. Maybe they're lying. Maybe they're cheating. Maybe they're stealing something from me. That's what this card is associated with. And it just happens to be attributed to Moon in Aquarius. Remember, Pluto in Aquarius is your 7th house of partnerships and relationships and marriage and legal matters and all that. So bear it in mind. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter if it's happening in your physical world or it's within you. Whatever it is, you have to not take shortcuts, right? And don't get stuck in the past. He's even looking back. Moving forward. Because they're good. Remember, I said people are going to be opening doors for you. You're going to see a lot of it toward at the end of the month of May. But for y'all, in the beginning too. You got the Emperor in your external factors area. That's power. That's someone really powerful. It's all about mastery of self with the Emperor. If you are a cross watcher, what are the chances the Emperor has come up in every spread so far that I've done so far? And I've done half at this point. The Emperor is Aries. So when I say Saturn moving into Aries is a big deal. You even see the rams in his throne. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Remember, Saturn is authority. And I've told you this. It means that an authority can open doors for you. Okay? You're good. This is a lot. A mastery of self. He rules his destiny. All right? There's someone. It can be parental too. Yeah? It can be like a father figure. Boss. Page of Wands. There you go. You got another page. Love it. You're on this new quest. And, now that I think about it, you did get those 2 aces last week. So you've already started something new. There's already something that you're moving toward that's completely new in your life. Now, Knight of Swords, another card that is coming up in everybody's spreads. Not surprised. Knight of Swords is Gemini. We're moving into Gemini season. Mercury is moving into Gemini. Knight of Swords is whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So a lot of mental activity, but stimulating. This is someone who's moving into the storm. So fearless, right? Fear is fiction. Anyway, I say that anyway. It's something that we create in our heads. So anyway, nothing holds him back. And this is someone who is just ready to achieve what he's ready to achieve. And again, it's a sword suit. So this is like just that mind over matter that I was talking about. Like nothing, like you're invincible. You're unstoppable. This is courage. It's bold. Look at the fire. I told you about the fire and air. Look at that. Knight of Swords. Come on. Knights being mutable, swords being air. Therefore, it's Gemini, the mutable air sign. When you put fire and air together, whoosh. So communication, ideas, all of that, everything I mentioned earlier. Okay, you're just going to be on it. Love it. Now let's break it down week by week. Leo, this is definitely going to be a big month for you. But just remember, make that decision. I really want you to make that decision. Just take that pause. Let things come through. Trust your intuition. There's some change that needs to happen in your physical world. Now, let's break it down week by week. And again, look at all these court cards. Whoa, it's a lot. All of them except for 3 pip cards. Wow. Well, if you take the Emperor, but still, that's leadership. That's power. That's like the king. It's like but he's like the leader. First week, you got Venus conjunct Neptune. Remember, that's a big deal. You got the moon in your sign too. We're going to talk about that while Pluto goes retrograde. And that's when you're taking a step back anyway, looking at partnerships and relationships. Mercury moves into Taurus. And Venus exile Pluto is a big deal for you. That's a big deal. We'll talk about it next week. Let's see what's going on for you for the first week of May. You're nothing stopping you. You're good. You're on your way. You got the Chariot. Great. Go for it. You're nothing stopping him. He's ready to go. That's courage. That's bold. That's someone who's also, I mean, not only like a big leader, but look at him. First of all, look at his Chariot. Look at him. Look at his. Can you take a really close look? Do you see that he's sitting in cement? He's not turning back. You're not turning back. And you're balancing those dualities in your life. You're going after your dreams, your hopes, all of that. You're good. You're good. You're really good. I love this. Okay, so and remember, don't turn back anyway. Like, you can feel inspired from things from the past to change your present and your future. For your future. Second week, you've got the full moon in Scorpio. It's a big thing with the Uranus Kazemi and Mercury square Mars. Okay, let's see. And your sign, Mercury square Mars in your sign. Let's see what's going on for you, Leo, for the second week of, I guess that's it, May. Okay. Oh, 2 cards fell out. Let's see. Interesting. I like that. I love that duo. You got the Queen of Swords. Wonderful. And the High Priestess. You're good. Another court card, another major arcana. You're good. So what does this mean? Well, here's the thing. They couldn't be any more different. But the Queen of Swords, now you got the pair. You got the King and the Queen, okay? So the Queen of Swords is all about that fairness. Still, like, very, like, head above the clouds. She leads with her head. All about fairness. This is you, okay? This is true perception. Again, remember what I said, being honest with yourself, right? With that 7 of Swords here, the sword pointed straight to the sky, right? To the universe, to the cosmos, to the ether. Yeah. And so she's very much like the Libra card, like the Justice card. So there is an element of like actions and actions that you take. But this is someone who is a big leader. She has a strong backstory. There's a reason why she's sitting in that throne. And again, it's all about that fairness and for you, right? What's fair for you? And if anyone is doing anything to you, they can't. All right. You're going to make sure that all the wrongs are right. And the High Priestess is saying, doubly so, you're protected. Okay. She is a guardian of the subconscious too. And, that's going to be a thing. Now, also trust your intuition. She's all about intuition. Third week, we move into Gemini season with the sun sextiling Saturn, and then the big news is Saturn moving into Aries, joining Neptune. Those are big deals. Those are big deals with the sun trine Pluto and Mercury conjunct Uranus. I mean, there's so much happening, but again, for you, a lot of partnerships, relationships, a lot of career, a lot of fame, a lot of how you want to be recognized, contracts, agreements. Let's see what's going on. Big, like contract energy, really big. 5 of Pentacles. All right. So there's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, is that there's gonna be something where you have to realize, what is holding me back? What's holding me back? Okay. Have that moment. Because you are going to go through that this week. You got the King and the Queen. Again, a lot of that clarity. And then we even have a Kazemi, but then the fact that you got the Knight of Swords, so you got the 3 of the 5 court cards in the sword suit. There's a little bit of like, I've got to be, honest with myself and face my realities, even if it's hard. Now, I'll even clarify that 5 of Pentacles for you. I know that. Let's see. All right. So the last week. All right. So what do we got there? Yeah, 3 of Wands. And then you're ready to go. The green light card's like, let's do it. Let's go. I'm ready to go explore this clean slate. 3 is vibration of the Empress, creation, birth of new things. Yeah. All right. So as long as you're not hard on yourself and you let those things go and, reach out to your support system, you're going to be fine. Now, last week, we do have Mercury moving into Gemini. That new moon in Gemini is really powerful. Mercury trining Pluto is really powerful for you. And then, oh yeah, and the Mercury Kazemi. Leo, let's see what's going on for you for the last week of May. Okay, you're good. So there you go. Remember last, yeah, you know what? Don't even. It's just like the fact that you have the Ace of Wands during the week of the new moon that I said was one of the best new moons. Plant this. You even see the leaves spreading from that wand. Anyway, something's coming through. You had the Ace of Wands last week. It was in your external factors area, so something's growing. But you've got to like move in that direction. You've got to make sure that you're on that path. Put yourself on that path. There you go, Ace of Wands. Everything that's happening here is leading to something really huge. Again, remember I said June is like the big, anyway. Leo, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, let me know what's going on. Second spread, yeah, I got 2 decks here. We're gonna look at career, we're gonna look at love, we're gonna do a lot. It's always fun to see the card. And this is the thing, if you're not a tier 3 member, one of the reasons why I do this is because when you get the same card from 2 different decks or even 3 different decks, and they happen a lot, that's what you really want to pay attention to. Anyway, that's a lot of fun. Anyone's welcome to join. Next week, we'll go deeper in the aspects. Leo, y'all are amazing. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.